Hi guys, how's it going? It's Clarice and I'm ready and back with another tutorial for you guys. I know it's been over 2 weeks, almost 3, I think maybe 3 weeks since I put out my last one, and I did intend to put one out, but I was traveling, as many of you know, and I just didn't have a chance to record and do anything because it was a fabulous trip, and I kind of underestimated or overestimated how much time I would have to actually do this stuff. But keeping with the theme, because I did mention in my last video that I would do some more tropical exotic plants, I decided to do a tutorial on this plant, which is called, I think it's pronounced Cordyline, but just to be sure, I kind of did a search to find out what the pronunciation is, and there's a YouTube video that I found and it's pronounced Cordyline. So I'm not sure if it's Cordyline or Cordyline, but yeah, this is the plant. It's beautiful. I love the leaves. On my travels, because I went to India, that's where I'm from, I saw a ton of these plants growing all over the place, and it was just pretty because it's got this beautiful pink and this dark brownish blackish kind of combination with it. And yeah, it was growing wild almost everywhere. So I figured, let's try this. And it's simple to do, and I think what I'm going to show you here is a combination of blending again, how you can blend that pink and the brown at the same time. And also, as you can see, I've used dry brush strokes here, and I thought it actually kind of adds to the painting a lot, in the sense it kind of looks like leaves that have light shining on it. So, and it just makes it more interesting in terms of texture and stuff. So yep, this is what we're going to be doing today. I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's begin on a new page. So all right, so I've picked out 3 colors. And if you can see the white stuff on there, it's because the cover of the box kind of, I don't know if they melted because of the heat while I was traveling or what, but yeah, it was not pretty when the cover stuck to it and then I had to peel it off. But I'm picking a pinky red and a really dark brownish black color, which you see right here. And I'm just keeping this on the side because I did notice that some of the leaves have like just a hint of, what would you call this color? Like a mustardy, yeah, like a mustard. So I'm just keeping that on the side. My brushes that I'm using are my Silver Black Velvet in the 4. And for this painting, I used the 10, which is just a round brush. But I think I'm going to use a combination of this, and I will also use a combination of the mop brush, just to see if the strokes on the leaves get a little more fancy. At least in my experience, for loose paintings, like the mop brush is amazing. So let's just give that a try. And I am going to start. So this is my clean slate. And let's begin. I just want to make sure that you guys can see this and it's on the video properly. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I will start with doing the leaves in the dark color, and then I'll go in with the pink and kind of blend it in. And so you need to, timing is everything here, because you need that pink to kind of blend in with the brown. So it's all about timing. It's all about consistency with the color as well. So the water to color ratio, I mean. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in water, and I'm going to just get some color right off this. And I have it mixed on my palette already on the side, so I'm just gonna get some from there as well. And it helps. So with this, I think it helps to have a picture open just to sort of see the flow of the leaves. But if you just want to kind of go ahead and do some abstract painting, like that's also fine because it's quite pretty to look at that way. So you can kind of have it going outwards and then curving around. So yeah, feel free to kind of experiment there. So what I'm going to do is start with the leaves, and as you know, most of the leaves that I do are pretty much like you start with the tip and then press down, and then you kind of trail off and come down. Same thing here. And then I'm just gonna bring it all down this way and do this. Some dark ones, some light ones, depends on, like, add some water so you can bring in some variety of different like feels to it. And then I'm going to go in with the squirrel mop brush, and let's just try and see what happens here. I got a little bit too much water on it because it absorbs a lot of water, so be careful about that. And then just go in with the pink. Now, because it's such a thick brush, I find that the results are a little bit not quite like what I got previously using this one. So let's use this one just to sort of see what I can do. So these are still wet here. Oops, not enough water. I'm going to go back in with the brown and just add that in there because I feel like it's a bit too much pink right now. And I'm just gonna go in and add some more in here. So you're pretty much just kind of overlapping the colors as well as you go in. And just taper it down because the stem for this is like quite thin. And you can throw in some of this mustardy color if you want. It all depends on if it's still blendy enough, then you can add it in. And then that gives it like a nice, oops, I put my brush in the pink. Because this is what that tropical plant looks like, and it's so pretty. Oops. Go back in with this brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit more. Because what I noticed is like the pink comes from the center and then everything around it is mostly dark. So I could either wait for this to dry some more and then go in on top. But let's just start a new one just so you can see what that looks like again. So again, I'm going to just do thin ones from the top and trail it down. Remember, this is a loose painting. So have fun with it. Don't feel like it has to be perfection. You just kind of start at the tip and then go down. Okay, and then I want to avail of this, so I'm going to go with the red and just in the center do that. And again over here as well. And it's all about blending and getting interesting results. And so I'm going to go back in with this one, get a little more water in there and make smaller strokes and leaves. And see how you can see like these were dark and these are kind of light. So again, it kind of adds a nice variation to it. And then just keep that going down. And so it's good. So you want to add some of the yellow, you totally can. I'm just going to put in a tiny bit because I like the effect. And if you can get it to blend in with the color, that's even better. It's just pretty. I've seen some of them with hints of green too, so you can also try that. And just the combination of the dark with the bright pink and the hints of yellow is very tropical and very bright. I like that combination. So this is essentially how you would do it. This has kind of dried up, so I'm going to go ahead and get like a more saturated amount of the dark color on here, and I'll just kind of trail and do overlap on top. It's not saturated enough, so I'm just going to saturate it some more. Now this looks a little bit off, but essentially the plant, the leaves need to go off this way. So just keep that in mind. And now for the dry bit. So I'm just going to make sure that my brush is as dry as possible. And I'm just going to, oh, this is still not dry enough, so I'm going to take off more of the water and do this. This is literally all I'm doing. I've taken off a lot, like rubbed off the water onto a paper towel, and I'm just going to go in certain areas and just do the same brush stroke motion. And that will give you this kind of cool texture that almost makes it look like it's light and shadow. And when you run out of color, just kind of go back in, get more color. Feel like the water's running out too. You need a little bit of water on here. It cannot be completely dry, obviously. So just make sure you have enough and you're just doing that motion. Give it that full look. Like this. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally love this effect. I feel like it adds so much more to the painting itself. And it almost looks like a pattern that you're making. So yeah, I like it. And I'm just going to go back in and just give it some detail like that. I live near an airport, so if you can hear the plane, I'm sorry. I've kind of learned to kind of tune it out, but I do know that in my videos you hear it quite often. So remember, this is a loose painting, so don't feel like it has to look exactly like the picture. As long as you have that motion going and the blending of colors, I think you're pretty sorted when it comes to doing this plant. Lastly, what I like to do is just put in some splatters of the black, or the brown rather. And I'm just going to go in an area. I'm using the small brush, and I'm going to go in this area and just do this. Hold on, why is it not coming out? Give me 1 second. So because this brush is small, you can see that the splatter is tiny. And I'm just going to put it for visual interest in like a few areas here and there. And I personally love how this looks. But again, it's not something you have to do. I just think it's visually a lot more interesting when you have a little splatter here and there. It just looks like you've been painting. Okay, this one's not coming. Let me try that again. Okay, I like how it's going out more than on the paper. There we go. So directionally, I'll probably just do it in the direction of the leaves, so it almost kind of looks like it's coming out from the leaves. Or at least in my head, I'm hoping that's how it'll turn out. Anyways, yes, so this is how you do a cordyline or cordyline-y. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I might go ahead and just do a few more and then post the finished product as an image. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. And as per usual, you know, I love your comments. I love reading your questions or requests. So please feel free to post in the comments below. Or again, if you have questions or just want to engage and say hi, I am on Instagram and I'm also on Facebook. So thanks, guys, and we will do this again soon. Bye.